The Local School Plan, LSP, is a tool designed to assist local education agencies, LEAs, area education agencies, AEAs, vocational rehabilitation, VR, agencies to include Iowa Vocational Rehabilitation Services, IVRS, and Iowa Department for the Blind, IDB, and other partners to provide meaningful and effective transition services to students with disabilities while meeting the transition requirements identified in the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDEA, and the Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, WIOA. The LSP is a collaborative process that is truly an obligation and responsibility of all entities providing transition services to youth with disabilities. The intention of the LSP process is to ensure that local school teams are having robust and intentional conversations in order to facilitate the delivery of transition services to students with disabilities. The goal is that this template serves as the conversation guide or agenda for the planning process. Each year at the beginning of May, the IVRS Transition Bureau Chief, IDBVR Program Administrator, and the Iowa Department of Education's IDOE Secondary Transition Lead will initiate the LSP process by emailing out to the field updated instructions and templates for use. These emails should be shared broadly with any and all partners amongst their teams and contacts. If your local team doesn't already have regular coordination meetings scheduled, this would also be a great time to get meetings scheduled. After this email goes out, the LSP submission window is officially open, and teams may submit their updated plan at any time. However, all plans need to be updated and submitted no later than October 15th. An additional reminder email will be sent out at the beginning of August. The plan submission process will be discussed further in a few minutes. As you begin to review the updated template, you will find various fields that are left blank for you to fill in. Teams also have the ability to add or remove the number of rows within established fields. The first field to complete is right at the very top for the name of the school to be entered. The local school team will look different in every district. The local team should carefully consider team members that should participate in the LSP process and indicate each participant in this field. Team members should include a representation of necessary stakeholders that include school administrators and teachers, VR, AEA, and any other entities that are present in your building's transition service delivery space. If the school has students identified as requiring services related to low vision needs, then IDB VR staff should be represented on the team. At times, scheduling can be difficult and it can be hard to get all necessary team members at the table at the same time. If this is something your local team is running into, as a team, you may want to consider and address alternate strategies for ensuring their input is represented and contributed to the plan. Any particular strategies or challenges related to this can be documented in this space and through the participation selection dropdown. The finalized plan for the year will be submitted by following the link provided. This link takes you to a submission form where you will be prompted to answer a few questions and upload the finalized document. A finalized document includes all required signatures on the LSP. The completed submission will be immediately accessible to the IDOE and IVRS transition leadership staff. The individual who submits this form may also request to receive a copy of their submission. Please note, the local team needs to be sure and delegate who on their team will be responsible for ensuring the finalized plan gets uploaded. Teams should also address the delegation of responsibilities across entities related to meeting facilitation, note-taking, scheduling, signature collection, etc., to support shared responsibility and collaboration throughout the process. One team member should not be solely responsible for all roles for the LSP. As a team, reviewing relevant data is essential for development of the LSP. This section has been included in the template in order to better support teams with using their data to identify areas of strength, areas for growth, and any potential gaps in service delivery. A few key foundational data elements have been indicated within the template to give teams a starting point with data. However, teams are also encouraged to consider incorporating any additional data elements that would best support their local goals and planning. Teams should also consider coordination across entities when gathering data, as many of the data elements are gathered through real-time sources. Inconsistencies in data pull could create inconsistencies in data alignment, The date of the data pull should be indicated in each corresponding section and should be prepared prior to the meeting. Teams should decide how data will be shared with team members prior to meeting. The foundational data elements that need to be gathered by the school team include the total number of students with IEPs, the total number of students with vision services in their IEP, and the total number of students with 504s. These data elements were selected as they can be used by teams to indicate the number of students with a disability in the school, which aligns with VR's process for determining service eligibility. Further, the number of students with IEPs with vision services serves as an indicator that a student may instead qualify for services through the IDB-VR. If this number is greater than 0, IDB-VR should be included in the LSP process. A step-by-step guide to walk you through how to collect this data is linked for reference. IVRS staff should gather data for the number of potentially eligible and applicant-eligible students within the school. These data elements were selected as they can assist teams with understanding the number of students connected to services. Teams can discuss referrals to IVRS and use the data to assess which additional students need to be connected for full service delivery. A step-by-step guide has been linked in the template so you can collect the data necessary for this section of the LSP. IDB staff should gather data for the number of potentially eligible and applicant-eligible students within the school. These data elements were selected as they can assist teams with understanding the number of students connected to services. Teams can discuss referrals to IDB and use the data to assess which additional students need to be connected for full service delivery. The LSP team should collaborate with any additional partners, including IVRS contracted programs, to identify data elements that can be provided to support the team's efforts. The team should review and discuss the data to determine the priorities of the team for the new school year. This review should include progress made over the past year, opportunities for growth, and goals of the team. Any gaps, challenges, or barriers identified by the team should also be noted here and addressed in the development of the LSP. As a team, the following topics will need to be discussed and processes developed as appropriate. Building check-in and safety procedures. The team should discuss and identify check-in and safety procedures for visitors within the building. This section is intended to ensure that all partners are aware of their role and expectations in an emergency situation. Availability and scheduling. This section of the plan should outline each partner agency's anticipated schedule for service delivery and address the considerations as outlined in the template. When adjustments to the plan schedule are needed, the team should have an established plan for communication. Teams should discuss and agree upon strategies that will be used that could include email, phone, calendar sharing, shared documents, etc. Referrals and service coordination. The team should discuss the considerations listed on the template. This section should contain information on the referral process for each partner and identify points of contact, links to forms, websites, etc., needed to complete the referral. A reminder that a signed consent to release information is needed for communication between the school and any partner agencies. Teams are encouraged to develop strategies to support regular and ongoing efforts for communication and collaboration even once the LSP has been submitted. Team members should consider the need to meet more frequently than once per year to support ongoing coordination and adjustments to the plan as necessary. Establishing regular meetings can assist with proactively addressing any issues with collaboration that may arise. The LSP team should be familiar with any memorandums of agreement, memorandums of understanding, or interagency agreements that exist between partner agencies to support decision-making for this section. Teams can refer to the resources section in the LSP template for these agreements. Team members should engage in discussions about what currently exists, how partner agency efforts can be designed to enhance service delivery options, and also minimize duplication across partner agencies. In the corresponding services and programs table for each partner agency, the program or service provided should be identified, along with the pre-employment transition service activity area or areas it aligns with. The description box should provide a brief description or overview that helps team members understand basic information regarding the program or service. This could include information regarding program availability, eligibility requirements, scheduling considerations, etc. This section should provide enough detail so that individuals not on the LSP team can review and understand how services and programs are being provided. Summer programming. LSP teams should engage in discussions regarding prior summer programming and reflect on successes and opportunities for growth for future planning. Teams are encouraged to use this section as an opportunity to consider ways they can enhance programming and maximize resources to best support student transition-related needs in the future. Communication of programs and services. The intention of this section is to support awareness of all stakeholders to understand the opportunities available to students. It is important to remember that the LSP is a systemic plan for service delivery and does not guarantee that every service outlined will be provided to every student. Individualized student plans are developed based on the identified needs of each student. As those needs for each student are identified, the LSP can serve as a guide for planning and decision making. Signatures and how the plan is made available. Each team member should receive a finalized copy of the LSP. Teams need to discuss how the LSP will be shared out with any stakeholder who is not on the team. A finalized LSP can be shared publicly. The Additional Notes, Action Items, Next Steps section allows teams to capture any additional information not found in other sections and additional steps or follow-up actions needed for the LSP. Signatures on the LSP indicate that each partner agency agrees to the plan and commits to collaboratively addressing any questions or issues that arise related to implementation. The LEA Administrator, IVRS Area Office Supervisor, and AEA Regional Administrator are required signatures on the finalized LSP. The IDB VR Program Administrator is required if Vision Services number is greater than 0. Resources. The Linked Resources section contains links to statewide resources and descriptions available for teams to use as LSP conversations occur. The Additional Resources for LSP Team section is for local teams to share any additional resources and information the team finds helpful for their area. Thank you for participating in this training. Collaboration of stakeholders is key to the success of providing meaningful and streamlined services in order to improve the post-secondary outcomes of students with disabilities in Iowa.